Welcome back, guys, to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Streaming live from Amsterdam, Netherlands. Guys, we have so much to talk about in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac, but as you know, I'm a little tired. Have not gotten a nap yet, but we had to recap it and I had to fit this in today. There are some issues going on with Facebook, IG, WhatsApp, and earlier today, some internet issues with StreamYard. I reposted a tweet that StreamYard tweeted back to me in regards to these connectivity issues. So we're not able to stream right now on Facebook, but luckily we're still able to stream on Google. Shout out to YouTube and Google. As I say this, the go live button comes up for Facebook. I can't. Sorry, Facebook. But be sure, guys, to follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. We are streaming exclusively right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Be sure to follow me on those platforms as well. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I got my whole little setup here. Hope you guys like my new little setup. This will be my setup for the next couple of weeks. All right. We're going to talk about a few different things. But look, normally, guys, I would have my notes. I'd be fully prepared. But I did watch The Real Housewives of Potomac a couple of times today. I had to bamboozle away to watch it because, you know, when you're abroad, Bravo is not so easily available. But I was able to watch. And I just did a recap with my girls, Layla Lynn and Grace Report on Grace Report's channel. Next week, we will be on Layla Lynn's, not my channel. For some reason, I don't know why I thought that. Again, jet lag and not space cakes, y'all. I'm not a part of that life. Trust and believe I would tell you if I was, but I'm not. Here goes Allie. Allie. No, I'm not. I literally have not slept since yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. But I'm going to try and get on track with this European time. Guys, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Look, this week's episode I felt was solid, but I want to know from you in the chat between 1 and 10, how would you rate this latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac? Last week was just funny. Last week was what I think a lot of us want from this particular city, a mix of shade and some funny. The editors really gave us life last week. This week, I don't know how I feel about it. We didn't get a lot of Giselle and Robin this week. We did get a conversation with Ashley and Robin talking about Giselle saying that she's not going to go on this couple's vacation, which I wouldn't blame her because she's not a couple. But Juan Dixon's not going, so Robin can be your sidekick like she has been this entire season. Thank you so much, Krista, for the super chat. I don't have my little special effects here with me, but Krista says, so this just happened. I somehow ended up on Pascal's somebody's channel and proceeded to speak to him like it was you. Oh, I don't know, Krista. I don't know what's going on, but you never know. Mercury's in retrograde. Allie says, don't like to see the nasty side of Candace, so 6. Okay. 8.3. That's very specific, Sonny. Very specific. 8. So despite the grossness of this episode, you guys still enjoyed the episode. Okay. It would have been an 8 had G, Gordon, Mia's husband, had not grossed me out. I don't know. What is his net worth? 7. Dave says all these ratings equals Candace's age. We're going to talk about Candace, and I will be dropping the call-in link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts on not tonight's episode. Normally, we would do this right after, but for the next couple of weeks, I won't be doing it right after. It will be probably Monday afternoon, your time in the States. All right. So let's get back into this. You think? Oh, that's a very big word. I didn't love Mia's husband this episode. You know, I heard rumors that Mia's husband shows up in the season, but all we've seen so far of Mia's husband throughout the season was him being supportive, wise. But this episode was so cringy. We'll get there, though. So the conversation that Ashley and Robin have, I thought that was an interesting conversation. I don't understand why Robin doesn't understand why Wendy was so upset. And I'm getting flashbacks of Robin and Giselle attacking Ashley and getting in Ashley's face. This is not the first time we've seen Robin be aggressive. You know, for lack of a no, that's the perfect word. Robin has been in people's face. In their face. Hold on, y'all. Kristen, thank you so much for the super chat. Kristen says Candace is a trip and a half, and she better chill before someone gets her like Monique did. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that. And look, we are not condoning violence, but like I said earlier today, you can't control the way someone's going to react. That's not the way I would react, but that's not the way everyone has grown up. That's not the way everyone has grown up. Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. She said it would have been a 10 if Mia would have hit Candace in. Oh, Lord, I just hit my hand. Oh my goodness. You know, and we'll get to the Candace's relentless taunting and bullying of Mia. Mia's not innocent though. Mia's not innocent. Mia is not innocent. I'm going to preface that. Mia's not innocent, but Candace's incessant conversation about her past and her body is just like, girl. Marielle says, Marielle, am I mispronouncing your name? I think I am. Candace needs to go. Thank you, Art Craig. Big ups, Kempire, the 501 Belize de Inya. And I apologize, guys. My camera and my setup is very different than I normally have it. So if I'm like this, y'all understand. I'm trying to maneuver things. Candace is always throwing her hands in people's personal space. And we found out in this episode, she was the first one to toss some salad. It was a little bit of salad. I don't understand what she thought the little bit of salad was going to do. Why are you throwing salad, especially after the season that we had? And it wasn't just what happened on the show, it was the backlash after the show. So to have all of that happen and you still, first of all, now you're engaging in the actual violence, no matter what you want to say, throwing something at someone while they're walking away from you, you don't know how they're going to react. Melva says she was all over the place. Sits knife by Ram. I apologize. She's easily triggered. Hold on. EH says Candace basically told Mia the newbie to stay in her lane. Bernie says Candace is trying to get a record deal, but her behavior is gonna blackball herself to the industry. Look, more importantly, it's not even just the industry that's gonna blackball Candace. It's going to be the actual people that are going to listen into her music. I've said this before. You know, I have a history of working in the music industry and managing artists. And one thing I understand about the music industry is not just about talent. You all have seen it. It's not just about talent. It's about people liking you. You have to be likable for people to want to support and buy your music, because there's tons of talented people out there. There are tons of talented people, and Candace does have a nice voice, but her personality, I think, is going to affect her other projects. And I thought this season, at the top of the season, she was really trying to change her image, and apparently not. Look, apparently not. Callie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Guys, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to my team, Kempire and Royal Court members. And shout out to all of you that have been purchasing your coldest water bottle. I actually forgot mine back in New York, which is okay. I'm still going to make sure I drink my water. Make sure I have my water. I'm going to drink it. I don't have my water bottle, but it's all right. Be sure to get yours. And shout out to everyone that's been buying theirs. I keep getting email notifications of you guys buying. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. The super stickers are cool too. Yeah. So with that being said, Let's talk about this trip. There were a few other moments that happened throughout the episode, but they were boring. Let's just get, because I want to be able to give you guys an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts. Let's just get to the trip. One of the things that stood out to me the most, and I enjoyed this episode, was Wendy and Eddie and G and Mia interacting. It was the very first time that we saw them interact. It felt really like cool and laid back. I was like, all right, I like this. G, though, he was hesitant in the early episode about going to hang out with this group of people that he doesn't know. But so maybe it was the nervousness that's why he started drinking. Maybe it was the nervousness that was part of the reason why he decided to start drinking, because he was twisted. But I'd like to say alcohol is the truth serum. So him telling his wife to shut the F up and boasting about getting her a custom G Wagon. Oh, new money. Candace just gets on my nerves. Hold on. I missed the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jaqua says, we could call Candace a little elf. Would that be body shaming? It would. And that's the thing. When Candace said earlier in the season, talking about Mia's feet, I was like, all right, that's a little okay. But this episode, she really has leaned into it, and she continues to lean into the body shaming on social media, in the after show. And it's just like it's becoming a little too much. Here's the thing: you don't know, especially as a woman, what that's going to make her feel like. You don't know if someone's going to go home and really internalize that and really be affected by it. The body shaming and the slut shaming. That's not fun. That's not why people watch the Housewives franchise. They go there for the fun, light shade, not this real attack on on your body, because we all have our own insecurities about the certain parts of your body. I'm sure that you're insecure about, and maybe she wasn't even insecure about her hands or her feet, but now she is. One thing I have to give Mia credit about, despite her being a flip flopper, one thing you have to give her credit about is the fact that she doesn't really react harshly to that criticism when she really could. And when I say harshly, meaning that she's not really like going at it with Candace about those things that she's saying. Sunshine says, Candace is so angry. Definitely something going on at home, bitter and unhappy. She's discussing. It's so funny you say that, because one of the things I always say, you can't possibly be happy at home and so miserable outside the home. Yes, they give us one particular image of their relationship, her and Chris, on social media and on the show. But if you're truly happy at home, you don't come to work being that miserable and vile. You don't. But as I said before, a lot of times we always said that Chris is the balancing of Candace's off the wallness. But we've seen him on social media. He's a mess on Twitter. I'm going to need Andy to say that again at this reunion. Speaking of Andy posted a tweet that he is asking for questions for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion that's going to be filmed. I'm ready for this season to be over, to be honest with you. The season has been decent, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for it to be over. Yeah, every time you like a Kempire, an elephant sends you a heart. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. There's still issues going on with StreamYard, y'all. I just saw that. I'm seeing there's connectivity issues. So just in case something goes on and we just have audio, we're just gonna have to deal with it. But something's going on. Mercury is in retrograde. Thank you so much, Queen, for the super chat. Queen says Candace went to private school. She doesn't understand that talking about someone's mother are fighting words, period. That part. That part. Christina says Candace, Lisa Rinna, Kenya, Giselle. Who gives the best right amount and worst messiness? Probably Kenya. Probably Kenya. I just feel like Giselle's messiness, Candace's messiness, and Lisa Rinna's messiness, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's just below the belt. Lisa Ren is just fake. She's no one's friend. Powerful says there are issues with Twitter, Facebook, and you. Yeah, because we're hearing it's an internet issue. It's not necessarily a specific platform issue. Although my TikTok is still lit. Shout out to my TikTok folks. Shout out to my TikTok folks. So if there are any, it seems like we're back on track though. It seems like we're back on track. I don't know, y'all. I told y'all Mercury's in retrograde. Go get it. Where my crystals at? I need to take my crystals out and put them around me. Yeah, I traveled with my crystals, y'all. Toya, thank you so much for the super chat. I agree. Candace seems angry, but I think she's also jealous of Mia and Ashley. They are young and have rich husbands who support them, and she doesn't. We've been talking about that. We've been saying that, is Candace jealous of Ashley? Is she jealous of Mia? Because in her rebellious state, and I talked about this with Lila Lynn and Grace earlier, in her was she being rebellious against her mother when she went with Chris? Because maybe he's not what her mother would consider successful, but now she's biting herself and like, damn, I should have went for Rich. I don't know. Loopy, thank you so much for the super sticker. Hold on, where'd it go? Oh no, you didn't send me a super sticker. You sent me a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. How does Candace feel about Wendy sticking up for Mia? Well, we got to see a little bit of a crack in their friendship in this episode, because one thing I have to give Wendy was trying to understand where Mia was coming from, because she found out in this episode that about Mia's mother. So she was trying to relay that information to Candace, and Candace was not trying to hear it. Candace was not trying to hear it. Candace was like, I defended her before when people were attacking her. One thing I have to tell you, she's fair, because even in the very first episode, she was trying to do the same when Karen and Giselle were fighting and Robin jumped in. I'm back. There are still some issues, guys. Let me are we guys, let me know in the chat my minds. Where are we with likes? I want to drop the link so we can get before they take us off the air. Before they take us off the air. Thank you for the super chat. I can't even show it. Wait, hold on, y'all. I'm trying. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me try and show the super chat. There we go. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's so weird that people advocating for violence over words, something we learned not to do as children, have the nerve to call Candace a child. Here's the thing. I already said multiple times, that's not how I would react. I'm not going to use my hands. I will use my words. However, Candace's words are so vile. And I go back again, that video that she posted talking about that blogger wishing him death. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I'm not saying that someone should beat her up, but you can't control how someone's going to react. And in this episode, we see multiple times how she's just digging and digging. She wants a reaction from Mia. And that's the thing, Candace. You can't control what that reaction is going to be. That reaction can be her words. Reaction can be her hand in your face. That could be her reaction is throwing salad at you, even though you were the first one to throw salad. It's like you didn't learn anything from last season. If anything, I feel like she's going more in on Mia than she did on Monique. Okay, and Monique dragged you for less. Not saying that she should have dragged you, but she dragged you for less. And you're going in, you're slut shaming, you're body shaming Mia. And I'm not saying that Mia is innocent, but your choice of words and actions in this particular instance, we have to remember Mia had a rough life. We don't know. Mia could probably fight. Mia probably just holding back because she has businesses. I didn't like the fact that she called them broke bitches. I didn't like that. But Mia's new money. She wants to be like, I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Okay, Mia. We get it. You are a boss. But like I said, we can't control if Mia all of a sudden one day, because she's just tired of hearing the same old thing from Candace, and it's something like that. It's something like that. Dulcinea says, I'm quite sure Mia has hands. Boxer Girl says, agreed. Candace has learned nothing and has not changed whatsoever. Look, we have to also remember, Bravo looks at what's the word? like focus groups. They look at the numbers and the data. I would like to see what the data is on people's reaction and relatability to Candace, because I always see an overwhelming. Yes, there are people that do like Candace, but that's going to be look. There are people that like me. There are people that don't like me. There's always going to be that. But I would like to see what the consensus is when it comes to the people that are watching the Real Housewives of Potomac, and if they're gravitating towards her on the show. Look, I've said it before. Candace has had some really funny moments in past seasons and this season too. But the constant body shaming and the slut shaming and attacking Ashley out of nowhere, it's just like, why? Look, Ashley's messy. Don't get me wrong. Ashley is messy. And then she just did the Bravo's Real Housewives of Potomac after show, and she's starting to use the colorism issue. And don't get me wrong, there are colorism issues even on that show. But Candace, I'm not going to allow you to use colorism when it comes to comparing yourself. Your words and actions have been vile. And again, I'm going to bring up the video that you did about that poor blogger. Wish death upon him. And it wasn't just she wished death upon him. It's not like how she said to Karen Huger, go to hell. No, you wish death. You went in. Very descriptive. I will never forget that. And that always said to me, that is who Candace Dillard Bassett truly is. I don't care what else she's going to give us on the show. At her core, and if you haven't seen that video, Google it. At her core, someone like that, if I was a Bravo executive, you would have never seen another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. We all say and talk about you. Look, you put yourself on a reality show, that's going to happen. People are going to talk about you. You may not like what he has to say for you, but wishing death upon someone, talking about their physical appearance, this is not the first time that she's body shamed someone. It was vile. Vile. Adrian says, exactly, Kempire, that's who she is. Oh my God. We Chrissy Teigen of I guess you meant very Chrissy Teigen of her. Nicole says that blogger wasn't nice. Some people might not say that I wasn't nice either. But if you watch that video, just because someone may not be nice to you or not say favorable things about you, that video was unnecessary. That video was unnecessary. Thank you so much, Faith Daily. I love your commentary. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. High Vibe says, the tongue can speak life and death. Because may he rest in peace, he did end up passing away. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the comments here. Wait. There we go. How you react to situations says a lot about who you are. Candace keeps showing us who she is season after season. And look, that's why I keep telling you, I'm a straight shooter. There are moments that Candace, she really brings it when it comes to the commentary. She makes me laugh. She's funny. And I see so many people say the same thing. They're like, they want to root for Candace, but these are the moments where you're just, I can't root for Candace. She's just, it's too much. Diana says, shout out to Diana. Hey, Diana, shout out to my mods. That's rotten. That's bad juju on them. Hey, Shantae. I feel like I haven't seen Shantae in a minute. Candace is a carbon personality of her mother, who she can't bring herself to confront, which is why she's so nasty to everyone. She's projecting because she never stayed in therapy and did the work. Coffee says she's just childish. I cannot. She needs to grow up. Aaliyah says being a parent will drive you to drink. Oh, Lord. All right, let me drop the call-in link, guys. We have over 700 and something people watching. This is our weekly Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Of course, it is a subscribers-only live chat. Next week, it will be a members-only live chat. So be sure to become a member at TheKempire.com. Also, join our texting community. Join our texting community. Let me post it up here. Text Kempire.com or text that number. Let me just post the call-in link here, y'all. I'm dealing with a very small version of my studio, but I hope you guys like my little, my little setup. Hope you guys enjoy the little setup that I'll have for now. Okay, let's do this. And okay, let me just make sure that's right. Yes. All right, there we go. All right, let me take a sip. Y'all know what I got to do. Logan says, we're waiting for your topiary. Uh-oh. What is going on? Y'all saw that? That wasn't even StreamYard. That was the lights. Something's going on today, y'all. I don't know what it is. I'm going to go grab some crystals. I don't even know. I haven't really fully unpacked. I got to grab some crystals, though, y'all. Something's going on in the universe. Mercury's in retrograde. We're literally in the middle of the retrograde. I believe it's supposed to end in a couple of weeks. See, oh, hell. Y'all saw that, right? This is my first night here. Don't tell me it's haunted. I'm gonna grab my crystals. All right, let me get some callers, guys, before we have to end this live because of the ghosts or because of StreamYard. Yes, smudge your. Okay, I didn't bring any. I'm gonna have to go find out. I did see a weed man over here. They must got sage. They love their weed. Lisa, I forgot my water bottle. I forgot. I had packed so much stuff that because I need to make sure that I have my mic. How's the sound quality, guys? I ended up bringing my Yeti. I brought my mic. I had to get some lighting. I had to bring my other camera because the laptop camera is not high quality. You see what I do in order to bring you guys quality? You see what I do to bring you quality? All right, and our backstage is already full. Guys that are on the line, you're only going to have a minute. I'm giving you a minute. That's it. No, make it quick. Get to the point. I want to wrap this up because I'm also tired, y'all. I'm also tired. I have not slept since yesterday. Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me know the sound is good. Great. Well, then it was worth it. It was worth it to bring it. I had 2 big pieces of luggage. Dude, don't judge. All right. All right. Danielle. See, Danielle, they're going to say that Danielle was the first in line.
But I just put in the comments, make me laugh.
I didn't see your comments. I'm just because I don't pay attention to that. I pay attention to the line.
Okay, the line. Can I hang up and call back then?
You could, but doesn't mean you won't get back on. The backstage is full. Go ahead.
Okay. We're just going to jump straight to it. Candace is definitely a product of her environment, meaning her mother, to the comment of Candace reflects based off of the things that she wants to do to her mother that she, I guess, feels like she can't do to her mother. She wants to snap back at her mother. And I guess out of respect, she doesn't. But at the same place, you're now a grown, married woman. You have to put your mother in place too. If you want to check all these other women and because she even said to Mia, she was like, you're going to make time to come back for me. Like she said, when she was in the kitchen, she alluded to, if I'm checking for you, you're going to make time to check for me. Like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but that's what she was alluding to.
She wants a reaction.
She wants a reaction. And then when she gets a reaction, she wants to go get her Kleenex and seek therapy and grab a pack of Post-its and a Sharpie marker. And
I was trying to look for Kleenex.
Yes. So she doesn't like the reactions that she's given. Like I said, when you were on Grace's earlier, we don't know how Mia could or would react. Mia comes from foster care and comes from the strip club. Mia has had technically a hard knock life, or she knows how to survive. And Candace doesn't know that realm of survive. Candace thinks that because she uses her words, it makes it okay. just because words hurt.
Mm.
And
Probably even more.
and then she digs and digs and digs, and people keep saying that they didn't see Candace throw the lettuce. Well, Candace started it with the throwing of the lettuce.
Rewind your DVR, people.
And I'm just waiting for next week. Next week, when they really get into it, I'm wondering if Chris is going to get tired of always trying to defend her.
Because you already saw what I said on earlier on Grace's live. He's a mess on Twitter. Like, we thought Chris was the balance. He's a mess on Twitter too.
He is a mess on Twitter. And so I think the part with Candace and the blogger last year, the fact that Kyle did pass away, I think is what made.
Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, Kyle. He's from here, from the DMV. He Black Socialites was the name of his website. And I think the fact that he did, because she even body shamed him because he was overweight. He had other issues going on, but she talked bad about him. But the fact that he did pass is what brought it to everyone's attention, because it was kind of that they were going back and forth. He was not nice to her because he was one of Monique's. He was a Monique favorite, or Monique was his favorite. So he wasn't as nice to her, but to the point of, Candace, you put yourself out here on this platform. This is what bloggers do for their job. They talk, they write, they do whatever. They criticize, critique, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to maintain professional, because this is also your job. She's now trying to pursue this career in music. I would love for Chucky to still be living for us to find out why he dropped her. Because remember, she was working with him first, and he dropped her.
Well, do we know if he dropped her, or if she just did not like the deal that he was allegedly offering her?
Well, let's just go with he dropped her. It just
you're so shady. Look,
it just makes more sense.
May he rest in peace, though. May he rest in peace. Chucky Thompson. He did the damn thing on that song.
All he did was put a go-go beat on, and anybody, and I'm not gonna say anyone can done that, but he was good at what he did.
You better put some respect on Chucky Thompson.
No, I'm taking away respect from the song. The song was because he put the go-go beat on it. Because they used to play it on the radio. When they would play the regular version, it was like, all right, go to the next channel, see what else is on. But when they play the go-go version, it made you turn the volume up a little bit. Candace just watch out for herself. And I think the part about when Ascala asks about Mia calling them broke bitches.
Yeah.
I don't think Mia meant it for all of them. Mia really was just trying to address Candace. That's why
I think so too, but she said these broke bitches.
She did, but I think that's why when a scholar asked her about it, she was like, no, because in Mia's head when she said it, she really didn't mean it for all of them. Candace was the only one coming for her. It's just so happened that when
she wouldn't be lying. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So wait, here's the biggest thing I want everyone to pay attention, because everyone on social media is upset with Mr. G about what he said about Mia and
shut the F up.
Yes, but we have to pay attention to the context clues of what he said. He said, this is the only time that I get to tell you, shut the F up.
Why is that the only time?
Because any other time she doesn't accept it. That's how I took that.
Okay. And that's why we like different perspectives.
Right. I took that as though.
I still cringe though. I didn't love that because we saw a different side of him leading up to this episode, and it was just like, oh, this drunk side of him, and then what we're going to see next week, he does seem a little creepy to me. I didn't like it.
The hunching was hilarious when he bent over. The hunch, but wait a minute, even when he bent over and John like popped his coochie, that was hilarious. We got it. Drunk G is not that bad. I would love to see Drunk G and Drunk Ray together. I think we would be hysterically laughing if we had Drunk G and Drunk Ray.
No, we need to see Drunk Karen and Drunk G together.
That might not be good because we already know that G is attracted to Karen. So Ray might be trying to fight Drunk G. So we can't have. Oh, I was going to age shame, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. We
Wait, I just want to say thank you, Train with Jazz, with the super chat. She said, "Did you catch Candace asking Chris if he's drinking so early? There seems to be something brewing there. I know they keep insinuating this season about his drinking, and like I said, he's a mess on Twitter."
Well, that was on the back. That was when they were still at home, and he was sitting outside on their patio, and he was like, "It's happy hour somewhere." Yeah, I agree with that comment, that viewer. Yeah, Chris is dealing with some other issues, and he's using alcohol to keep him calm, so he can keep Candace calm. And He got a lot going on. He has Dorothy. He got Candace. He has his child support. He has bills with his name got on it. And he doesn't have a business. He has a lot. He's stressed out. He's trying to be a husbander. He got a lot on his plate. So,
Lord.
But I just feel like the part about G, I just see it as though any other time he can't talk to her like that, and that's what he was trying to say. But I wanted to put that out there. And the part about the viewer saying Candace went to Catholic school, I've been to Catholic school all my life, and I know not to talk about nobody's mom unless I want some hands put on me. You can't make the excuse of how Candace was raised. Or we can give her an excuse. The excuse is Candace don't know what's going to come next because of how she was raised. She already said that she comes from this elite lifestyle, so she don't know what could happen because Mia doesn't come from that lifestyle. Mia comes from the strip club where they have cigarette burns and bullet wounds.
You know what? All right, Danielle. I have a long line backstage. Miss, I want to be last. Now I see why.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Amy, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Amy?
Hey, the ghetto.
Oh my God. Candace, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Candace, wrong road. She went down that wrong. The thing is, I like Candace when her shade is funny, but not mean. She's talking about mean girls. Her and the scholar. She called that woman husband a pimp. She proceeded to call her all types of whores. And I was like, and then you talk about her mama. Candace knows it's wrong because she damn near went off on Ashley. Did she not say, I quote, "Don't talk about my mother in my house. Don't talk about my mother." She said that. No. So she understands why you don't talk about somebody's mother. So I just do not excuse this. And I excused that last season with her and Monique. I felt like Monique went overboard. This episode, Candace went way too far. She went gutter. And I would not feel sorry for her if Mia popped her. And I'm not trying to say that she deserves it, but you went gutter. There's a place where shade can be acceptably, respectfully, and everything above, but it still gets the point across. You all calling her all types of whores and stuff. Like, who do they think they are? I'm like, and they're talking about classism. That is classism. You're talking about someone's past, and you're trying to bring her down because you're jealous that she's doing well. That's classism right there. And we're going to define it because you're trying to tell her she's all that. So I was not feeling it. I was pissed. I was mad, and I was just like, I was rooting for you, but now I'm on the other side. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Amy, for calling in.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Guys, we have almost 750 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. If you're not subscribed to the channel, don't forget, even when I'm on vacation, you're getting daily and consistent content. Be sure to check out some of the videos that you already missed this past week, and be sure to follow me on my social media. Shout out to my girl, Femtaro's in the building. We're in this, look, we're technically on the same time zone. I think Femtaro's an hour ahead of me or behind me. I can't remember. Jag, thank you so much for the super chat. Jag says, Candace's husband looks like a broke bitch. Chris, this is not me. This is a super chat. Looks like lines up at the soup kitchens to get a meal. I can't. Y'all are ruthless. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, this episode was good, but the comments that Candace made was too much. It was more of a low blows than shade. I understand last week when she did it, but now it's too much. She needs therapy. And look, we even on Watch What Happens Live, even I guess her friends, Robin and Giselle, said she goes way too far. She goes way too far. Oh, I'm an hour ahead. Wait, are you an hour ahead or I'm an hour ahead? All right, let me take some more callers, guys. Bernice, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, enjoy your vacation, baby. Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
Candace need to. She must have watched Dragon Ball Z and she stole Goku's Kamehameha stand. Cause what the heck? She said I'm deflecting. I said she finished Kamehameha this girl. Like, what the hell? I'm like, okay, she's still in mood. You watch the anime and still in mood. Like, okay. G been cooped up with the kids for how long?
Oh.
He told her that he didn't want to go because he didn't know them. So they came through the door drinking shots. I mean, come on, y'all. We ain't even put our luggage, pick the room yet. Why we drinking?
Because that's how they want to start their weekend.
So you want to start your weekend like this man been cooped up with the kids for all the pandemic. He ain't been around the other adults but his wife. And he gonna drink a lot. And they was drinking Grey Goose. That's my drink, but Grey Goose ain't never got
That's my drink.
That's my drink, but Grey Goose ain't never got me like that. So G, you don't drink. That shows right there. You got drunk too quick. Okay, you can't hold your liquor, G. And
He got drunk very quick.
You got drunk too quick. So they're telling me you're not a real drinker. You drink socially. You don't drink. So, and he said, I don't get in women's business. Exactly. He said, that's between them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm gonna stay out here. And you see how all the husbands like, we going outside. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. We ain't getting into that. Smart. Yep. Candace is jealous and envious of Mia because all the hell that Mia that went through, she still came out on top. And Candace, instead of saying, looking at that as like, damn, if she went through all that hell, going through foster care, her mother and father going through their things, addiction, and she still
and her
come
own
out.
Addiction too.
Right.
Let's not forget about that story that I did about her own addiction. She hasn't talked about it on the show yet, but she had her own addiction that she had to deal with.
And she still came out on top. Maybe I can ask her some questions like she can give me some points and stuff like that on how I can do that for myself. But you're not doing that. You're taking your insecurities and you're doing a command on Mia. What you think she doing on you? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. And she went too far. Shade is, you fun, you laugh about like, oh yeah, bitch, you got me this time. Okay, but I get you next time. And it's all in joking. Yeah. Candace, because she's a hurt soul and she's never got that hurt in her heart fulfilled or even healed, she takes it too far. Because even when they show next week, she's like a pit bull. She'll stop. She said, you gonna come for me, because she's trying to get a reaction. So she can say, fire her like she did Monique. Okay, she's going to get a reaction from you. So you can get fired and everything. She played the victim. I gotta get my tissue. I'm proud. I'm beautiful. Her little post-its and all that great stuff. But you don't.
So you think it's a setup? You think she's trying to get her fired?
She's trying to get me out of there because she said it herself. Oh, you gonna come for me? I'm gonna make you come for me. You just told on yourself. Come on, y'all. Look at the third eye. The third eye. You gotta look.
Bernice, I hate to cut you off, but I want to get to everyone, and we literally have. I've never seen the stage backstage that's full. No, okay. I haven't. I'm lying, but it's full.
It's okay, but because even next week when they show, and Chris trying to calm her down, he couldn't calm her down. So if her husband can't calm her down, that's you, baby. It ain't them.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying for all the stands out there for Candace. Come on now.
All right, Bernice. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See, and this was why I had to do a live talking about Potomac, because there was no way, I know I'm on vacation, that I could go this week without going live and doing our Potomac after show. Jason, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Jason?
What's up, Kemp? Long time no see. Good to see you.
What's going on?
I love me some Miss Bernice. She mentioned third eye. Everybody's focused on Candace right now, but I got my third eye on Askala. I feel like Askala has the potential to become a Candace. She's very sneaky. Like in the beginning of the season, she inserted herself with the whole Mia thing. She called her delusional. Then she's calling her whores, and she calling her husband super saver whore. I'm trying to figure out where is all this aggression coming from, and it's very weird, and it's giving me Mean Girl. And I think the focus is on Candace, and she's shown us who she is. But Askala is she's giving me something. I'm not sure what it is, but I got my third eye on the scholar.
Ooh, okay. Is that
Yeah,
it?
she's giving me Mean Girl. And then one other thing, I think the real reason why G didn't want to go with the couples because he know that people are judgmental and they're probably going to judge his relationship with Mia based off of what they see. And he's probably used to it. And he's probably like, I'm going to get drunk, I'm going to get loose, and people are going to have something to say and judge us. And he probably was trying to avoid that. But of course, he supported her by coming on the trip. I don't think he didn't want to go because he didn't want to get to know the people. I think he's probably so used to people judging their relationship that he felt like he probably wasn't going to be able to get loose like he wanted to get loose. And he got loose, and you see what happened.
Got too loose.
Right. It's ammunition for everybody to judge their relationship even more and even judge the man. Because they do the husbands so dirty, you know? Especially the black husbands. They are so judgmental with the black husbands, which make them not want to film. Look at Juan. Just saying.
You might be on. You dropped a lot of knowledge tonight. All right, Jason. Thank you so much for calling in. Now you got me looking at Stella with my third eye.
Keep your third eye on her. She is very sneaky. She's very sneaky. And she has no reason to be mad at Mia like that. She came for Mia in the beginning of the season, calling her delusional, inserting herself. I'm like, where is this smoke coming for Mia? Mia hasn't really done anything to you besides say, hey, are you the peacemaker or the mediator? Outside of that, what has Mia really done or really said about anybody? She hasn't even gone in about Candace. But it's crazy.
All right, Jason. Thank you so much for calling in.
I appreciate you. See y'all later.
Bye. All right. I just want to get to the super chats. Melva, thank you so much for the super sticker. Toxic says, coming from money. Are you talking about coming from money? Coming from money, Candace and many of her issues on the show are juvenile in retrospect to everyone else who didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Okay. Danielle, thank you so much for. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, breaking news, someone literally burnt the roadmap to Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. It's the map your device needs to reach the platform. Oh, but why is there an issue with StreamYard? Oh, maybe because StreamYard allows you to stream to Facebook. Guys, if you didn't know, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp have been having issues. Subsequently, StreamYard also has been having issues today. I blame the retrograde. Right, Femtaro? If you're still in the chat. But thank you guys so much for the super chat. Let me get to some of these other callers. Callers, if we can make it brief, I know. But you saw everybody else took up your time. Blame them. Don't blame me. Daphne, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Daphne?
Hey, Kempire. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Okay, I have my list, so I'll be fast. All right. So Wendy, it was really nice for Wendy to show some compassion when oh Lord, Mia revealed the situation with her mom. And I realized Mia shared it with, who was it? Giselle and Robin. Yeah. And I'm not sure, I can't recall if Karen knows, but it was nice that you saw the look on Wendy. We always say Wendy shows, she wears her expression. So that was really nice. And then with Gordon, I myself am married, and my husband and I, we could argue all we want, but do not use profanity with me, because if you do, I'm going to become a Candace, so I'd rather keep it on a respectful level. But I understand everyone has their thing, but I don't think he meant it in a bad way, but it still came off as cringy and disrespectful. But I do agree. I think it was Danielle who said earlier that, first of all, we don't know how long they've been drinking. From editing, we see here and there, but they could have drank 2 bottles of Grey Goose for all we know. So I think him being liquored up, he got loose with the tongue, no excuse, but I don't think he meant to be disrespectful. I do agree where he's like, oh, this is one of the times where instead of saying, I could tell you to be quiet, I could tell you, bleep, bleep, bleep. And also because, what the caller was sharing with her. So that being said, that's with Gordon. And the comment that Mia made about broke bees, I'm from Brooklyn, Kempire, raised in Brooklyn, but I'm out here in South Florida with Adam. But that's kind of, I remember being a teenager, and even if you're talking about one person, when you're talking to someone else, yeah, broke bees, broke hep. It was her way of speaking. So I think she meant it for Candace and not
Mm,
Escala. And
okay.
the caller before was saying that Mia never offended Escala, but I remember in a previous episode when Escala challenged Mia, and Mia said, "Well, how many businesses do you have?" So that probably didn't sit well with Escala. So moving on to that, and what do you call it? I don't like how every time they're showing Chris that he's drinking because first of all, we don't know what time of day it is,
Yeah.
so I don't think that's fair to him. I know he could be messy, on social media, but I think that's not a good portrayal, especially since he's a father with two young kids. And
Mm,
then, yeah, I don't think that's right. And then the last thing, I don't think that Candace is jealous of Mia. What I think is she can't jump on her mom like that. She doesn't like that everybody else was asking because notice when Giselle asked her, well, do you think he's riding on your coattails? She was really calm about it. But she needs the green-eyed bandits to keep her validated in the show. So I think what we're seeing, that nastiness, that is who Candace is. But I think what she can't take out on Miss Dorothy, Giselle, and also Robin, aka Robert. I think she's taking that out on Mia because Mia's the new person. So I
mm.
am looking to see how the rest of the season transpires. And that's it. Thank you so much. Enjoy your trip. I'll let
Thank
you
you
get to
so
the
much.
next caller.
Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Daphne. Judgy Justice, for some reason, it says no devices attached. So I'm going to have to go to the next caller. Jasmine, what's going on?
Hi, how are you? Can you hear
Well,
me?
how are you?
Good. I don't have my headphones in, so I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I do have a list, so I'll try to be quick. So I kind of feel like Candace knows about Mia's mom. I feel like somebody may have tipped her off, and she's using that to like propel herself into the forefront to be confrontational. Like she's picked her target,
Whoa.
and that's Mia. I feel like that for some reason because Monique's not there. She doesn't want to go there with Karen for some reason. Giselle and Robin aren't an option for her, and Ashley, I think she's just kind of over it. Which is why she probably apologized to her at that dinner so quickly.
Mhm.
I feel like if somebody spoke up at the party saying, "Well, don't talk about her mom," for this reason, she had the opportunity to walk it back and say, "You know what, I apologize." Only reason why I say that is because in the after show after that episode, it was brought up to her, and she's had no remorse. Like she doubled down on it.
Yeah, she did
So,
double. I saw that.
and I like that. You did touch on her getting angrier based on Mia's non-response to her.
Mhm.
And that I had a very visceral reaction to this to this episode towards the end. Like I was on my couch, like I wanted to do something to her on Mia's behalf. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, this girl trying it. Anyway. Oh, for the last couple of weeks, I have been Captain Save-A-Ho for Escala until like last night. Like I was rooting for her. I was there for her. I was like, y'all are not giving her a chance. It's not her fault. It's the editors. They're not giving us more of her. Like they could have gave us a little introduction online. Like, hey, meet Escala. Like they put little webisodes and stuff like that. And that wasn't her fault. But now I'm like, I don't like that. And I think it's because Candace kind of put her in her web because they went to that dinner with like a couple that double date. I feel like that probably solidified her allegiance to Candace, so to have somebody else on her side.
Okay.
Because nobody else is going to be on her side. So that's why she's literally joint at the hip since they got to the house. Her and Escala have been like handcuffed together, walking around the house, talking trash. Like, okay.
All right, Jasmine. I hate to cut you off, but I have such a long line. I have to get to everyone.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling in. Guys, we have almost 1,000 people watching our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. We normally do this right after the episode, but because, traveling, things happen, we decided to do it at this time. So more than likely for the next couple of weeks, I will be doing it at this time. where we're able to get you guys to be a part. It's subscribers only live chat. But shout out to our replay crew. Let me know your thoughts and rating of the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac and some of the things that we've been saying about the episode, specifically Candace and her fight with Mia. All right. Adrian, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, boo-boo, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. I'll be quick. I know you got a couple of people. I was trying to write my little notes down in a list. First of all, please get this overgrown, petulant child with no coping skills off my screen. I feel like, I don't know, and Dorothy has the audacity to be a psychologist. Oh my God, what in the world was going on in that house where your child grows up and she has no coping skills at all? The moment she gets upset, she doesn't know how to fight. Like, and to me, I was very excited when she first came on the show. Her and both Ashley are pageant girls, just like me. I'm a pageant girl. I love the bubbliness of it all. I loved it. I love the fun shade. When she said Ashley had a big football-shaped forehead, that was hilarious. Talking about Ashley's milkmaid boobs is not. When she talked about, like when Mia talked about her stuff was low budget, she should have said, bitch, your plastic surgery is low budget. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. Talking about Mia's mom is not, and I agree. With the other callers, I think she absolutely knew about the backstory there. Because for her to be so much of a wordsmith, why is it that when you're talking to this particular woman, that's the only insult you can throw? It's either that or she's just a hoe. And now, while we're on that topic, I also have to throw this out there because I've seen people talk about Candace's generational wealth over and over again. Why is her generational wealth okay, but Mia's and Ashley's marital wealth isn't?
Oh.
Because they try to shade Mia and Ashley. She's called Mia a prostitute, talk about G was a pimp. She called Ashley a bedwench. Why is it when they got their money because of men they married that put them on, that's not okay? But Candace, what her parents put her on. What's the difference? Why? You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. And I do think this is a lot of mommy issues. She absolutely is going after everybody else because she can't go at Dorothy. She can't go at Dorothy because Dorothy paying for everything. Hey, you can't bite the hand that's feeding you. So of course she ain't gonna go off on her mama, lest she get thrown out. And I honestly think that I believe that there's some jealousy there, some envy or whatever, particularly with Mia or just any woman that's doing better than her, which I think you can see why she doesn't act like that with the Green Eyed Bandits, because they ain't got shit. So what is there to be jealous of? You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Personally, I think she does need to be fired. I mean, at this point, I don't want to see this anymore. Why is this only one person who's constantly is some type of physical altercation? You're throwing knives at Ashley. Then you're jumping at Monique that caused you to get dragged by your wig all through the wine tasting barn. Now you're throwing lettuce at somebody. And not only that, Mia was walking away from that conversation when Candace threw that.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So hold on now. This woman, at that point, it was diffused because she refused to engage. She walked away and you threw something at her. Mia is a much better woman than I am because I'd have turned around and threw that whole damn tray at Candace's head. And I think the only reason, and honestly, the only reason that she didn't is because I think she's seen what Candace's get down is. She's going to fund her life through lawsuits, just like she tried to sue Monique. So she tried to get off her mama's head from paying, but she's gonna try to attach herself to somebody else's wealth to fund her lifestyle because Chris can't fund it.
All right, Adrian, I love everything you're saying.
I'm just sorry. I just that thing about her calling me a prostitute is just I'm not hip. First of all, I don't know what Mia may or may not have done in that strip club, but what I do know is today she's a married boss, entrepreneur, and mother of 3. So for her to constantly be throwing that prostitute thing out there, calling, if I was Mia, I would sue her. Not that she need the money, but I would sue her for defamation just to prove a point. Mia don't need that little money. I would sue just to prove a point. Yes, honey, there are consequences for your mouth. You want to play games? Let's play big girl games in court. Let's play. I'm not an advocate for violence either.
Adrian, I hate to cut you off, but I have
I know, babe. I know, boo. I'll
thank
see
you
you
for
later,
the laugh.
babe. All right.
Bye. Guys, we're gonna have to do a members. There will be additional tiers. I'm gonna do a members only live. That way you guys can rant and rave for a longer period of time. But like you already know, I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired. I do want to say thank you, Toxic Love, for the super chat. G was lit. Y'all saw him outside smacking on that damn sandwich. I've been there, so I sympathize with him. Y'all leave that man alone. Y'all are a mess. Yes, Princess Gabby. Adrian always comes through with a good read. Tiffany says, yes, read her. Okay. All right. Miki, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Miki?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I think G is the new Michael Darby. He's just going to come in, cause a scene, and then we won't see him till next season. He was a hot mess, but I thought it was so funny. And I really loved Wendy this episode. She was so fun, relaxed. She was lit. Like, she wasn't combative. Like, I like this Wendy. I don't like the Wendy that's, I think it's because the Green Eyed Bandits weren't there. I like this Wendy. The other Wendy, with the rehearsed reads and everything, no, no, no. I like this Wendy. But as for Candace, I think as viewers, we fail to really understand that, you know, these people need to keep up with their shenanigans in order to stay on the show.
Yeah.
She knows that this is what sells for her. I'm gonna run my mouth. She credits herself for being a wordsmith. She credits herself for being like a verbal acrobat, and she uses her words and she'll read you down and she'll shade you. This is what works for her. So she's gonna hide with behind her Twitter fingers. She's gonna hide behind Bravo, and she's gonna do all of this, and she needs to keep up with her BS in order to stay on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's exactly what Giselle is doing. Every single season, Giselle, she stirs the pot. She's the villain. She's messy. She's this. She's that. And every single season, we're like, why is she doing this? Well, because she has a job to do. And I think with Candace, it's working for her, and she's going to continue to do this because she wants to keep her job. And Mia just pointed out the obvious. It really was low budget. They were in a parking lot, and the cars that she rented out didn't even come. They had to use their cars. So yeah, it was low budget. And I do agree. I feel like she definitely knew about Mia's mom because your mama jokes, I mean, what year are we in? That was like so 20 years ago. Like, she kept on egging her on, and clearly she has not learned her lesson at all. Like, at all. And she's just going to continue to play victim and cry victim when she gets called out. And even next week seems even worse. Like, I feel like next week is going to be a hot mess. But she's going to, of course, claim that it's colorism and all of that. But Candace, but the thing is with Candace also, I feel like she wants to be liked. Like Giselle, she doesn't care if people like her. Giselle, you'll never see her on Twitter explaining anything. You'll never see her on Instagram Live trying to explain herself. Like, Giselle knows that there's no money in social media. She's going to say what she has to say on the show, watch what happens live, after show. She's not going to go back and forth on the internet. Candace, she lives on social media. But there's no money in that. They don't get paid to tweet. They don't get paid to go on Instagram Live. Candace wants to be liked. Candace wants to be accepted. But you can't do both. You can't run your mouth on the show and then, on Twitter as well and expect people to like you. But she knows what she's doing. Candace is very smart. She knows she's going to keep on, doing all of this performing for the executives and Andy Cohen. And she's going to keep on doing this to keep her job. That's what it is.
Nikki, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. Shantae, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Shantae?
Oh, boy. This girl is so exhausting. I mean, she went from rightfully actually defending herself in season 1. Remember when Sharice's old nasty ass was getting at her, being mean? That was defending herself. This stuff that Candace has been doing now ever since then afterwards, it ain't the same. Yeah. She's just downright nasty. And like I said, the whole reason, one of the main reasons why I think she's that way is because she can't go off on Dorothy, her mother, And so she's got to project and unleash on everybody else. And that's how she handles whatever little things or big and small that they say to her. That's how she handles it, because there's some pent up frustration behind the fact that she can't go off on her mom for whatever reason, whether it's because her mom was quote unquote helping her doing stuff and she just would have felt some kind of way, and her mom would have tightened up the purse strings, and then her mom, she really just should have, like I said, stayed in therapy and done the work. That's the biggest thing with Candace. And I think ever since then, because now she's got attention, she's on TV, and she's got to keep it on her. She's probably not used to any other type of attention, or she's used to attention at any cost, no matter what it is. You know, like how they say all bad publicity is good publicity. Bad attention is just good attention to her. I really think that's a lot of what's going on with her. She just never grew up. As far as them at the debate yesterday, maybe it's just me, but when I look at Gordon, when I look at Mia's husband, Mr. Geritol, I get a mix of Uncle Daddy from Claus and Mr. Brown from Meet the Browns equals Gordon. That's what I'm looking at when I see him.
Oh my God.
Uncle Daddy plus Mr. Brown. That's what I'm getting between them shirts, the look. That's Uncle Daddy and Mr. Brown all over. Somebody was like, yeah, he's creepy, but with him, it was just mostly creepy with TMI. I really am not yet going to equate him to being a predator like Michael Darby until, because the Michael Darby stuff is serious. So we got to be real careful with the blurred thin line between just creepy TMI and Michael Darby behavior. So I'm not going to put that on him just yet. But yeah, I think I'm sort of getting the dynamic about him and Mia. Mia probably lets him have other women so she can keep him off for a little bit.
Other white women.
Regardless of who it is. You be triggered by them white women, don't you?
No, I'm just saying that's what stood out in this episode. She said it, not me. She said it. All right, I am waning fast, guys. Let me get to some other callers, guys, because I want to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Shantae, for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, Tracy, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Tracy? Tracy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
So my question, comment, statement is, okay, I understand Candace will go after people who go after her, is kind of what everyone says, but Candace and Chris went after Up and Adam, and he's like the most unproblematic person ever. So I can't go with. She goes after anyone who doesn't agree with her, which is where the problem is. But I just want to see Candace give this same energy to Giselle and Robin, who also had the conversation with Dorothy about Chris and is he work. I'm not seeing the same energy for everybody. I'm just seeing it for Mia, and now I want to know why. Where is it for everyone? Where is this equal opportunity shade? Where is this wordsmith? Like, where is it? Yeah. Why is everyone not getting it who doesn't say or do something that you like? You're just harping on this one person, and like every chance you get, beating it and beating a dead horse and keep on and keep on and keep on going. Well, let's be honest. What she said really wasn't that bad. Most indie artists, their videos are low budget. That's not a read. That's not shade.
Let's be honest. She meant it in a bad way, though.
I mean, it was low budget. At least it was high. The quality was good. It was good quality and low budget. I feel like that's a win-win. Is that not how people would like things? You would like to pay the least amount of money and get really good quality. So technically, I mean, it seems like a win-win to me, but okay. I guess if that's where we want to go with it, but it turns into one of those things where what she said was not as deep as you are bringing it, and now beating this horse in every scene. Like, we already had this conversation at the shady whatever thing. I was so happy Giselle and Robin was barely on the show this episode, but y'all had the conversation there. So why are we now having the conversation again here, again in the room, and then again at the table, and then again like you keep, because you have nothing else to talk about Mia for. She said it. She said, this is what I meant. This is what I meant by it. She explained it. Why are we still going?
Yeah.
Where's Giselle and Robin? So hopefully at the reunion, she'll give Giselle and Robin the same wordsmithing energy. I don't see it coming, but I'm trying to give her some grace. That's I don't have much though. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, Tracy, I appreciate you calling in.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I have quite a few people. So people that are coming up now. Quick. I don't need your list. I don't need you to run through every scene of the episode. I'm not being shady. I am tired. I have not slept. D Woods, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, D Woods?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm great. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying that I think that Candace was hurt by Mia's comments, because from the very beginning of the season, it's like she was trying to cape for her. She put her in the big house. She defended her. And so I think she was surprised when she kind of went the opposite way and kind of became. So I think that, and this was a big deal for Candace, because everybody was kind of saying that her mom was paying for everything. And then she spent $10,000 on a video shoot. And then Mia kind of called it low budget. So at that point, it was like all gloves are off. So I'm going to talk about your mama, your daddy, your dog. You can get it. That's how I feel. Like, if you start with me, I'm not trying to be nice and try to find ways to not be as shady. So Candace was a lot, and I love Candace. But I think Mia started it. And at that point, anybody can get it.
And Mia started it with everyone.
With everyone. And so now everybody is trying. It's like, are we forgetting what Mia did? And are we becoming soft? Because if we go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, this is small compared to what we're used to seeing on RHOA. I mean, Paige are talking about Kenya not having kids and going to the sperm bank. We calling people hoes and talking about Marlo and Kenya's mom. This is nothing.
Well, no, that was low. That was definitely low.
And I feel like what Candace is saying is nothing, and we have become soft.
Oh,
we have become soft. This is nothing. That's what I think.
All right, no, and we appreciate it. That's why we love having you guys call in. Thank you, D Woods.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. All right, Judgy Justice is back. What's going on, Judgy Justice?
Hey, I'm doing great. So my quick point is, because I know you're tired and you've been.
See my face?
Yeah, I can see it on my toys, but I feel the energy. So I'm gonna keep it short. So my point is that I feel that this was Mia's orchestration, like I said earlier on whatever live we were on. I've been stalking you all day. So that's what I feel like, because every live that I'm on, that I like to watching, you're on it. but anyway, I think that it was Mia orchestrating this. Okay, because if you're in the DMV, you know how far PG is from Baltimore, where she lives. That's an hour drive, and that's on a good day with no traffic kind of situation. So she got there purposefully early to the music video to cause something.
Oh, really?
How you get that early to somewhere? Because she was ahead of everybody else. We don't know how much time lapse before Dorothy got there, Giselle got there, and everybody else.
It's like me. I'm early everywhere I go.
That was a lot of time. That's a big time to be early. Because it wasn't like she pulled up with a whole bunch of people. I know that sometimes they'll segue people in, sometimes they won't. But then again, she didn't even sit in her car and wait. You know, after she realized, I'm going to sit in my car, like Giselle did, she was looking around trying to find somebody to start having a moment with. And that person was Dorothy.
Okay.
And then we got to remember that Mia is a fan. She's not a Real Housewife yet. She's still a fan of the show.
According to Tracy, she said the call time was 5 p.m. They was late.
The call time was 5 p.m. How do we know that?
I mean, people pay attention. Okay, Justice.
Okay. But anyway, so still.
Someone said she was looking for food. Y'all are a mess.
So she got there early on purpose. She decided to start with Dorothy. And then she's a fan. So she knows that Dorothy and Candace are not in the best place. You know from the blogs and TV that Dorothy doesn't like Chris and all this stuff. You know that this is somebody that she doesn't care less for. So why would you talk to her? So then you go ahead, you then go ahead and then you have this moment with her, and then you guys still double down on it. If you were that hurt by her saying something about your mom, you would concede to be like, hey, you know what? I understand what you're saying about me calling it what your work is this. You can't just, like, when she's telling you again, trying to have a woman to woman moment about, yeah, like, I don't like this and this, which Candace has the right to do. You can't double down and like, yeah, it was low budget, and then expect somebody to have the best reaction. And then proceed to be in the hallway calling people broke bitches, going to the person who, again, if you watch any of the shows, you know Candace doesn't like Ashley. So you go to Ashley, not like, hey girl, I don't know what to do. You're talking loudly like those bitches and all this other stuff, calling people out their name. You wanted this to keep going. You didn't want it to stop. You're not really that hurt. Because if you were that bothered about it, you wouldn't want to tell nobody. Or you would have just said, hey, you know what, my mom and me go through hard times. That's a topic off the table for me. And if your videos on things, that's a thing you squash. You don't just keep going and then perpetuate it around the house. And then one thing I want to point out that nobody else did was Karen was trying to, is a true Taurus. She's actually put herself in the middle of that situation, and she did this. She didn't want to stop it. Because remember, LaDom doesn't pick up a box. She's not going to be picking up no bees either. So she's actually doing it so that she can get her moment in the scene. She can speak on it later. And then whoever's at fault when we have the finished copy of this by the editors, she's clean. She didn't take a side. She didn't take Mia in the back. She didn't take Candace over to somewhere else and talk. She was trying to just be the mediator. So she comes out clean compared to last season. She's learned. Okay. All right, that was mine.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Judgy Justice.
No problem. Bye.
All right, Jordan. I can't hear you, Jordan. Oh, go ahead. It sounds like chirpy. I can barely hear you. Go ahead. No, Jordan, and you've been waiting patiently. Jordan, try calling back in. Sip with D, I'm going to bring you up. And then Jordan is going to be the last caller. What's going on, Sip with D?
Hey, Kempire, how are you? First I wanted to say, what show was she watching? I mean, I get her points. I get Justice's points and everything that she was saying. But when she said the whole thing with Mia wanted to drag it on with Ashley, I disagreed. Ashley sat there and saw on her face that Mia was distraught. So she asked her, is everything okay? What you think Mia's going to do? Of course she's going to indulge and talk about it. I think she's going to, at that point, she said it. Once Karen and Ashley came through the door, she said, finally, people here that understand me. She felt uncomfortable up until Ashley and Karen arrived. So Ashley saw her first, is everything okay? And she says no, and she let it out. Candace decided to insert herself. Yes, she's loud, but so what? At the end of the day, you're on TV, so you're going to hear it. You're going to see what's going on. Y'all all mic'd up. You know what's going on. So regardless if she was right there across the room, she was going to enter herself. Candace was not done to letting it go. I agree with the other caller when she said that Candace does not give all the smoke to the Green Eyed Bandits because she can't. She can't. Because when Escala and Wendy walked over to Giselle at that photo shoot and said she's over there asking her, is Chris getting paid? What did the Green Eyed Bandits say? Okay, we all want to know. I mean, is he? They all want us to know. So I already said that I think that question was producer pushed or something. I mean, maybe Mia was still being nosy or whatever, but at the end of the day, that is Candace's mother. She should not have entered up all the information. She should not have been doing all that. At the end of the day, this is your daughter's husband. This is the man she chooses to be with, and that was completely embarrassing. And as a mom, what? You could have shut her down. You made Mia feel comfortable to come load all them questions up and shoot you back, and you just shot out the gun all the answers she needed. It was too much. As her mom, like literally, it was too much for what we were expecting. You know, I actually loved the episode. I felt like Dorothy was on something. She just let it all out. Dorothy wanted to talk. She was Dot. She was talking to Giselle.
She was messy.
Karen. She was messy. she was doing her thing, and what happened? She did not give her mother none of that. She was like, "Mom, is it true?" You know, she didn't give her none of that. Same thing when same thing when Giselle said, "Is he riding your coattail?" She was calm and collected, everything. But let Mia come into play. This and a third, this and a third. And I agree. I don't understand what her issue is with a Scala's issue. I love a Scala. I swear she's killing in the fashion game. She's the best dressed in Real Housewives of Potomac right now. She's killing it, and I love her attitude. But I felt like she just kind of say, I need to do something. I've been kind of quiet. I need to jump in there or something, because they said that she started with her when she said, "How many business do you have?" No, that whole conversation had nothing to do with a Scala. Scala jumped herself in it and said, "Hold on, hold on." Then she said, "Well, excuse me, how many business do you have?" That conversation had nothing to do with the Scala. Scala jumped in it and tried to diffuse it or bring herself in it. And then she questioned how many business she had. So they've been picking, even though Mia is no angel. I'll tell you that. She's shady, she's messy, and she's doing her thing, but no. And Candace is just proving herself every single episode. She had me last week at the little shady reasonable party, but now she drew it all back. I'm completely done. It's no growth. It's still immaturity. It's nothing. I'm done with it. I'm done with it with Candace. And honestly, I just want her to get that therapy, fix it, get that help. You and your mom sit down. I said this before. I was on Chris's live, because he goes live with his nice little drinks and everything. And I asked him, I said, "Well, do you think that Miss Dorothy and Candace should stay in therapy?" He said, "I'm not even going to answer that question." I mean, that just tells you a lot. And them trying to portray him as this drinking he has a lot on his plate. I agree. He's trying to be a husband and a husbander. You want him to stay at home, and then next thing you know, you want him to be here and be there. If he stayed at home with you all day, running under your coattail, then what your mother had to say. If you don't go do something for herself, then what? It's just too much. Just pick and choose what you want. You want a husband, or you want this man to work? You don't. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? So I don't know. That's just a lot for me. It's just a lot for me, and I'm excited to see next episode, because I think he's gonna have it a little bit up to here with her. And I don't think anything was wrong with the way G was talking to his wife. I agree, maybe that is the only moment. If he's splashing a G-Wagon in her face, it's the only moment he can tell her to shut up and get it together. Maybe that's why. I don't know, but that's their marriage. You know what I mean? We've seen our fair share of how Chris and Candace talk to each other, and people eat it up and they love it. So that right there to me was a moment, and that if that's how they want to handle their marriage, that's their marriage. She's completely happy with it. She was like, "Okay, so what's wrong?" So it is what it is. But that's just all I got to say. I'll let you go.
Thank you so much, A Sip with D.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Jordan didn't call back in. Sorry, Jordan. Maybe next time. Of course, we'll be doing, as I said to you before, we'll be adding new tiers to the membership here on the channel. If you would like to join, head on over to TheKempire.com if you want to join our texting community, where you can drop me tea, we can have conversations, you might get a birthday wish, those types of things. TextKempire.com. This is our weekly Real Housewives of Potomac recap. We normally do it right after the show, but we're going to probably do this for the next couple of weeks at this day and time, Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, 3 p.m. I got to make sure I do the math. It's late here in Amsterdam. I'm going to go get some rest, but I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to everyone that called in. Shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat. Appreciate you all being here. Stay tuned for more content coming out for the rest of the week. If you're not subscribed, why not? Subscribe to the channel, where you get daily and consistent content. And be sure to follow me on my social media so you can see photos of my travels and under a minute hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all being here. I will see you guys later. I'm going to bed. Bye.